Welcome to another fun-packed episode of Travel Talk Radio with Sharron, Livingston and me, Andy Mossack. We've got one of our usual travel gripes to kick off with, of course, followed by our new occasional series called Your Favourite Place. Now, a common question we travel writers get asked is, what's your favourite place? So we're turning the tables and asking you the same question and kicking it off with our special guest, BBC Radio host Becky Want, who has been going to her favourite place for over 10 years. All will be revealed. And of course, a couple of recommendations to bring you as well. So let's get cracking.
So Andy, we've got our gripe of the week.
Yes.
And I think you and I are going to have a little bit of a chat about it, because I know that since EES is coming into place, leading up to the ETIAS visa.
Another alphabet.
Another alphabet, yes. We're in the alphabet zone.
Yeah.
For third countries entering into the EU.
Yeah.
And as you know, it's all about biometric testing, fingerprints, and of course, the queues at the airports that it's causing right now. So the idea is, yes, and we were told in advance that we were going to have this disruption, but afterwards we would have the privilege of paying £17 to visit Europe, and going through would be a breeze. So that may well be true eventually, but there have been problems. People have been complaining. A friend of mine told me recently they went to Rome and they queued for 2.5 hours just to get it done. Another person complained that their fingerprints did not get recognised. So right now there is a big hype about it.
Yeah.
And but it's not everywhere.
Personally, I'd rather look at the bright side of things, and not have to do a stamp in a passport is great. It's going to save you money in the long run, isn't it?
It is, but I like my passport. And I like the stamps in it.
You're old school, yes, I know.
I am
it
old
is
school.
nice to look.
It is a memory
It
of
is.
past years.
Yeah.
So it is quite nice. So I will be sorry when that goes, but I do understand that we do need to get digitalised to enter the Schengen area. So the Schengen area is a border-free zone in Europe where 29 countries have abolished internal border checks, allowing for the free movement of people.
Yeah.
But not everywhere. It's only that area. So the delays that you'll face are just for entering, if you're a third country, i.e. you're not in the EU, to get in.
But it's only a one-time thing.
But it's a long time
And everyone gets carried away. You've just got to build it into it. You know, you could get delays for all kinds of reasons when we're travelling in airports and ports. There's lots of things, but, you know, it's part and parcel, I think, of the travel experience.
Well, it is at the moment. And I know that they were hoping that by April, everyone will have been digitalised.
Yeah.
But I can't see that happening, can you?
No, I think it's probably going to take till maybe the back end of the year.
And I think the ETIS, which they say is not a visa, but in my world it is, to go to Europe, will probably be delayed again. I can't say for sure, but it just seems that things tend to take longer.
I think people should just be aware and build in a bit of safety, a bit of wriggle room at the other end, just in case they get delayed.
But there is another option, you know.
What's that?
Well, Europe, and especially the Schengen area, is only one tiny part of the world. You could go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You could choose to alleviate that grief.
Go on then.
And go to Morocco.
Yep.
Bit of sun there. You could go to the Caribbean. That's still,
Yeah.
pointing at us saying, please come, very much so.
North Africa is probably just as
Cape
long
Verde.
as it takes to get to Portugal.
When anyone finds out I'm a travel writer, the first thing they tend to ask me is, where's your favourite place to visit? Well, we thought it would be great fun to turn that around a bit and ask, well, where are your favourite places and why? So I am delighted to welcome an absolute legend in radio broadcasting. She is the host of BBC Radio's The Late Show across England on weekday nights. She is the wonderful Becky Want. So, Becky, welcome to Travel Talk Radio.
Thank you, and thank you so much for calling me a legend.
You are a legend, of course. Anyway, you're more than welcome, and it's a delight to have you on.
Thank you.
So, I hear that you've got a very favourite place that you go to any moment you have a spare second.
Yeah.
So tell us where that is.
Well, it's in Spain. It's the third biggest city in Spain, and it is Valencia. And we discovered it about 10 years ago, maybe. I was just casting round for somewhere that my very well-travelled husband hadn't been to, because I've been very few places, honestly. You'd be ashamed of me, but he's been all over the world on business a lot of the time. So I was trying to find somewhere to take him where he'd never been, and Valencia cropped up. So I just bought us a cheapy 3-day, like a long weekend in Valencia, and we went on the 1st of March, so it was just, around about this time, and we went and had the most glorious time. The sun and the weather really helped. We were there in t-shirts, the sky was blue, the sun was shining, and we were totally smitten with this place, absolutely smitten. It has the two things we love for a short break, although it's not just a short break destination for us now. It has the city, the old town, and it has the beach. So it has both of those things. And in between, there is the most incredible urban park as well. Which just makes it has everything we could possibly want.
Yeah, it's I've been there a couple of times, and I think it's really lovely. I agree with you. It's called the Turia Gardens, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it used to be a river that came through, about 8 kilometres long.
Yeah.
And they diverted it and turned it into this wonderful little walking, cycling kind of beautiful gardens. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It's this great long space, and it's green as well in the middle of the city. And you go down there on a bike, because it's a very, very bike friendly city, very bike friendly. Everybody cycles. You go down there towards the sea on your bike, and sort of 3/4 of the way down, it's like you've walked onto a film set. You just come across these incredible structures, this futuristic city of arts and science, as they call it. Absolutely stunning, huge modern buildings, an opera house, a museum, and an aquarium. Which, I mean, I say it's like you've walked onto a film set or ridden onto a film set. They have used these as locations, a lot of locations on big films, science fiction films. And it's just like crazy Spanish architecture just dropped into the middle of this green space. It's just amazing. And then you carry on past there, and within minutes you cycle down to the seaside. And the seaside there, Malvarosa Beach and Patacona Beach and beyond, it's just miles and miles of white, sandy, Mediterranean beach. I mean, it's not like you're in the Caribbean. It's not picture postcard pretty, because on the edges, it's quite urban. You can see the kind of the shipbuilding, the ship work. But you go for a long, you can cycle along there as well, along the promenade. And what I like is all you can get on those beaches are deck chairs. You can go and hire a deck chair and a sunshade, and there are no water sports, no bananas, none of that kind of stuff. It's sort of traditional, really. And the weekend you have to be quite early, because the locals go down there and enjoy what's absolutely on their doorstep. And the other thing about the beach down there is that there's a breeze, so it can be very, very hot, of course, July, August, but always down on the beach there's a breeze. It's perfect. We love it.
So it's amazing. You've been going there for 10 years. So, I mean, you must know it like the back of your hand. I mean, is there any place you haven't been to yet?
No. Well, I mean, Valencia, of course, is a huge region. I'm just talking about Valencia Old Town and the beach. I'm talking about that area. And actually, and it's the birthplace of paella.
I was going to ask you that because everyone says it. Everywhere in Spain says, "Oh, this is where paella started."
But it is.
I tend to think that Valencia's probably got it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And don't, whatever you do, ask for chorizo in your paella, because they absolutely frown on that. It's not authentic and it doesn't happen. But there's an area just a few kilometres, sort of next door to the main Malvarosa beach. And again, you can cycle down there, and it's called Albufera National Park, and it's wetland. And it's like going back in time. That's where the best paellas are. There are sort of little shacky restaurants along the front, and you can go on a traditional boat trip down there, and it really is like going back in time.
And have you got a favourite restaurant down there then? You say this is
actually
for paella?
Down there, yes, down there in the Albufera Nature Park, there is a wonderful, wonderful restaurant which we go to occasionally. It's for Valencia, it's quite posh, but it doesn't mean it's posh at all, and it's not flashy, but it kind of has tablecloths, which is unusual. So it's like a special treat restaurant, and it's always full of Spaniards. I don't think tourists have found it. And you just sit there in this restaurant. It's on the beach. It's got glass windows that they open wide, and you're there right on the beach looking at the sea. And anywhere else, a restaurant just for the location would cost you huge amounts of money, and it just doesn't. It's a gorgeous restaurant, and it's absolutely my favorite restaurant in the whole world. I have to say, the amount of my listeners who have said to me, either we're going to Valencia, where do you recommend, or we've been to Valencia because of you, you're right, it's amazing. I never ever thought I would be the person who went back time and time and time again to the same place.
I must just mention before we go is the cathedral, because they tell me it's got actually the Holy Grail or the cup or something in the Holy Grail, which apparently the Vatican has actually said they've recognised it.
Well, I know, but it's one of 3 places that's got the Holy Grail, and there's only one Holy Grail. That's the problem. But I've seen it. Yes, I have seen it. So the cathedral is amazing, and obviously a major tourist attraction. But just round the corner, there's this church called the Church of St. Nicholas, which is tiny, and you wouldn't know about it. And you go down a little corridor to this church, which is right in the middle of the old town. And it's like, when you look up at the ceiling, it is like a mini Sistine Chapel. It's utterly beautiful. It's utterly beautiful in miniature. It's lovely. I mean, and the culture and the history, because it's Roman and it's Gothic and it's Moorish, and it all comes together. It's so beautiful. The buildings are so beautiful.
I must tell you a funny story, actually, because my first time I was there, outside the cathedral, there was all these pregnant women going in there, and I thought, what on earth is all that about? And apparently isn't it the statue of Santa Maria? She's the patron saint of pregnant ladies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, so you've got that to see. You have to. They go round the statue 9 times every day.
Really?
To hopefully ensure a trouble-free birth.
Oh, I love that. I love things like that.
Me too.
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm really proud I've given you a fact you didn't know. Yeah. Thanks, Becky. It's been great.
So, I have a lovely restaurant that I'd like to recommend for our gem of the week.
Yeah.
And this is called Smoke and Salt.
Lovely.
In a place that honestly is no way can be deemed a destination. And this is a vibrant part of London, but one I have never been to before, and this is Tooting Broadway. That restaurant actually makes it worthwhile going to that part of London. Not that there's anything wrong with that place. Now that I've seen it, I love it, but that restaurant is a fantastic intro. We had the culture menu, which is a tasting menu of about 13 dishes. And the whole theme of Smoke and Salt is that everything is either barbecued, put in brine, and smoked. So that's hence the name. It's a very unusual way of putting together an entire menu of 13 dishes.
Sounds delicious. I love smoked food anyway.
Do you?
Oh, God, yeah.
So we started with steaks, things like beetroot tartlets. Then we went on to tempura, fried kale, kimchi pancakes. And all of these have got a little story to them. And the chef himself comes and tells you what the little story is so that you get an understanding of how they've made it. So, for instance, the pancakes, they are comprised of vegetable trim, the kind of parts that are usually thrown away, but they turned it into a kimchi, which is very nice to know. And then we had a meaty monkfish, we had sirloin, we had chicken, and all of it prepared in their special method. So, I think that restaurant has to be a bucket list restaurant in Tooting Broadway.
Gosh, fantastic. What's it called again?
It's called Smoke
and Salt.
and Salt.
Oh, salt. Smoke and Salt.
So the website is www.smokeandsalt.com.
And it was £70.
£70 for that 13 dishes.
Right.
Tasting
Well, good
menu.
luck to me. But it's a pop-up, and then they take the plunge to go into a proper restaurant. I mean,
Yes.
that takes guts anyway.
Yes,
And good luck to them. Sounds delicious.
it was.
Fantastic. You got it on, obviously,
Yes,
the Travel
Online.
Magazine,
Yes.
naturally, of course.
absolutely.
Great. Look forward to my little session down there. I'll have to go.
You have to go.
I will. Well, I went to a wonderful little place in the Malvern Hills. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Malvern Hills or been there before.
I've drunk the water.
Yeah, exactly, the water. I've never been to this particular part of little corner of England, but the Malvern Hills, beautiful. And they call it's kind of between the Cotswolds on one side and you've got the Lake District the other. And the Malvern Hills are not as kind of beautiful and sort of tidy as the Cotswolds villages will be, but quite rugged. So you've actually got like the sort of ruggedness of the Lake District, and then you've got this wonderful landscape which is very Victorian for the Malvern Hills. And literally the hills are just the hills right above a valley, and it really is beautiful. And this hotel I want to talk about is called the Cottage in the Wood. Beautiful place. It was sort of part of the land of a guy called John Vincent Gandolfi, and I'll tell you why that's important in a sec. But it was it was making money. It's a Victorian type pile, but it's got a few cottages and things on as well. But it was been there a while, but it was taken over by this couple called Nick and Julia Davis, who never had a hotel before. And they decided they wanted to go out in the country, find a place. And this place was ideal for them. And it was making a profit, but it wasn't great. They spent quite a lot of money renovating it. And it looks amazing now. Really lovely. And it's kind of very hipster as well. A lot of musical history behind it. Apparently, guests like Keith Moon have been there previously, Ringo Starr. But the nice thing about it is the rooms are all different. And I had this amazing experience because there was an old antique record player, which I thought was like, oh, this is nice, a bit of vinyl in the room. And there was Sgt. Pepper as well. There was a Rolling Stones album. When I looked at this antique wooden record player, it wasn't antique. It was a Bluetooth. It had a tape deck inside it. It was basically state of the art, but it was fantastic. And they've got one in all the rooms, and you could just listen to vinyl or Bluetooth your phone to music, whatever. So that was lovely. And this place has got a fantastic history because of a number of well-known authors. Now, if you can imagine the type of people who were there would be anyone into Lord of the Rings? You into Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Yeah?
J.R. Tolkien.
Indeed, Mr. Tolkien was a regular walker in the Malvern Hills. And most of the Malvern Hills, the landscape is where he's got his kind of idea for Lord of the Rings and Middle-earth. So there's lots of stuff in Lord of the Rings and that you can apply to Lord of the Rings. And, as I mentioned the name, Mr. Gandolfi, who owned all of that estate.
So that's why
originally,
it's important. Know what you're getting at now.
Thank you. Right.
Yeah.
He was the original owner of all this property, and they bought about 8 acres of it.
Did you see a
to put
picture
this
of him?
hotel. He's very gentleman. He was in the 1700s, I believe. But so that's another one. C.S. Lewis lived in Malvern, and Chronicles of Narnia. A lot of that is based around the town of Malvern. So very, very interesting. And Elgar, the composer, also lived in Malvern, and there is an Elgar trail in the area too. So anyone who's into that kind of thing, it's fantastic. And the nice thing about the Cottage in the Wood is that you've got these beautiful walks from the doorstep. You come out of the hotel, and then there's the Malvern Hills to walk around. So it really, really is nice. The only other thing I'll tell you about is the food is excellent. The chef, they've got a 3 AA Rosettes restaurant. It's listed twice as a winner in the Worcestershire Restaurant of the Year. And it's also in the 2025 edition of the Michelin Guide. Really nice restaurant. They've got a brasserie during the week. And then three days during the week, they have a tasting menu, which they call the 1919 restaurant. And it's a 7-course tasting menu. The food is so nice. I'm telling you, it was beautifully done. All fresh ingredients and all locally produced too. So the chef was telling me, actually, funnily enough, he said when I was there in February, earlier in February this month, he said it's the worst time of the year for someone to get fresh produce enough, because it's a tough time of year for growing, but he still puts it through, and very nice tasting menu. So I was knocked out with it. If you really like Malvern, I would suggest it's a really lovely place to go and visit and stay for a long weekend.
Oh, thanks for
and
the
dogs are
recommendation.
welcome too.
Oh,
yeah.
Granny, I had one.
Yeah.
So that was a really interesting show. Really enjoyed
Great,
listening
wasn't
to Becky Want and her thoughts on Valencia, and loved to hear about your hotel, which was the Cottage in the Wood,
yes,
in the Malvern area, and I do like their water. And also Smoke and Salt restaurant in Tooting Broadway, which I think everyone should hot-foot it to.
The new foodie hotspot.
Yeah. But it's really nice to hear about stories from people who keep on going back to the same place.
Yeah.
And if anyone listening finds that they are that person that keep on going back over and over again to the same place, there's some pull for them, we would love to hear your story. So please do get in touch.
hello@traveltalkradio.co.uk.
See you next time.
See ya.